So how does the president get around? Well, Christine has the details. Christine?
Thank you, Gerard. On board the famous or infamous Air Force One, this is something that roars. It has nearly 400 square meters of space. It can travel anywhere in the world at just a moment's notice. This is perhaps the most recognizable aircraft in the world, arguably the most important one, considering the passenger it gets to carry. So, Air Force One. Let's take a look at this flying fortress. The specially configured Boeing 747-200B is known by its call sign Air Force One only when it is carrying the President of the United States. It measures over 70 meters long, this beauty. It weighs over 375,000 kilograms, and that can fly over 13,000 meters high with 4 very powerful jets to achieve a maximum speed of 1,000 kilometers per hour. Now, this aircraft has a range of over 12,000 kilometers. It can even be refueled mid-air in the case of emergency. And we're told, though, on its way to Singapore, it did not do that mid-air. And the next generation of Air Force One is also not scheduled to have this feature because Mr. Trump wants to cut on costs. But let's return to this aircraft. It has 2 main entrances and exits. Well, the president and his family and his special guests will use the entrance near the nose of the plane. Those journalists and other staff that travel with the president will board through the doorway at the rear. Now, when the president is on board, Air Force One becomes his mobile office and command center, particularly in times of crisis. His private office is located at the front of the jet, and that was upgraded in the wake of the September 11th attacks to allow the President of the United States of America to address the nation whilst he's airborne. This plane also boasts 85 phone lines. There are 19 television screens. That allows America's commander-in-chief to stay in touch with all events on the ground. We saw that famously this weekend. Now, there's also a conference room here where meetings are often held. There's also a private suite for the president and his family to rest in. Also on board, importantly, a compact operating theater, plus the doctor, should the president or anyone else need medical attention. And just in case, they're also carrying on Air Force One reserves of the president's blood. Now, to fend off any attack, this amazing aircraft boasts its own defensive systems. That includes countermeasures such as chaff. This helps the plane evade missiles. It's also protected against the electromagnetic pulse of any missile that might explode near the fuselage. Now, needless to say, the shell of this aircraft is armor-plated. All the windows are bulletproof. This little baby is designed to even withstand a nuclear blast from the ground. But once it does reach the ground, the president is ferried to his next destination in another unique vehicle. The state-of-the-art limo is called the Beast, for very good reason. Quite apart from its imposing looks, this beast is said to be able to survive a military or chemical attack. Those bulletproof windows are well over 12 centimeters thick, and the armored doors, they measure some 20 centimeters. Now, each of those doors is said to weigh as much as the cabin door of a Boeing 757. Let's consider the eventuality that the car's tires, hit something on the road. They are puncture resistant, so they can run flat if necessary. Now, once inside, the president can have secure video conferences with just about anyone he chooses to speak with, including people at the Situation Room in the White House in the event of a crisis. There are 12 such limos in this fleet. We saw a few of them already in Singapore today. Now, all these beasts are rotated. They are sent ahead in large military cargo planes so that the president's ride is always ready and waiting for him, not the other way around.